Thousands more peacekeepers could be on their way to South Sudan as fighting grips the Central African nation. The United Nations Security Council is expected to vote later Tuesday on boosting the number of foreign troops from 7,000 to more than 12,000. Tens of thousands of people are trying to escape the violence, many of them seeking shelter in UN compounds.
On Monday, the UN Secretary-General said the situation there was of mounting urgency.
The United Nations will investigate reports of grave human rights violations and crimes against humanity. Those responsible at the senior level will be held personally accountable and face the consequences.
He also recommended to the UN Security Council they send an extra 5,500 soldiers.
To respond to the request of the SG, the US delegation has just circulated a draft resolution, and this draft resolution has had a positive reaction of all the members of the Security Council. So this text will be, of course, amended, negotiated, but could be voted tomorrow at 3 p.m.
It's been difficult, but we've been reinforcing the base, and the main thing to do in the next 24 hours is to make sure that everybody who is under the protection of the United Nations gets the best protection.
The violence in South Sudan began last week between rival groups within the military. Troops supporting President Salva Kiir have been fighting those loyal to former Vice President Riek Machar.
South Sudan's government has admitted that forces loyal to the country's former vice president turned rebel leader have taken control of another major town in a key oil-producing region.
We are ready to start dialogue.
Accused by the president of attempting a coup, which he denies, Riek Machar said in a phone interview that his side was ready to start dialogue and wanted a peaceful settlement. But he insisted that his political allies had to be released from detention first, a condition instantly dismissed by the government.
Well, let's talk first about the American lives, because senior officials tell me they think they now have evacuated all of the American civilians out of South Sudan. But today, the Pentagon did move 150 troops and 10 aircraft to the region from Spain in case they need to evacuate the embassy. Why this is precautionary? This is one of the lessons they learned about not having troops close enough during the Benghazi disaster. U.S. troops, I'm told, will not take part in a largely African UN peacekeeping force already on the ground. The Security Council is meeting right now to expand that. Now, today, a State Department envoy did meet with South Sudan's President Kiir. He's the man in that black Stetson. He always wears the Stetson, to tell him that he has to talk to his political and ethnic rivals.
150 heavily armed U.S. Marines were ordered from their base in Spain to Djibouti, ready to move into South Sudan's capital to secure the embassy and evacuate an estimated 100 Americans there, if it comes to that. The Pentagon is beefing up firepower after 4 Navy SEALs were badly injured Saturday when their V-22 aircraft were hit by ground fire as they attempted to land at the war-torn city of Bor to evacuate Americans. With the SEALs bleeding, the damaged aircraft flew 500 miles to Uganda. Then a C-130 took them to Kenya for medical treatment. No one is certain who fired on the U.S. troops.